Good morning, everybody. It's Eugene M. E. the DJ, live early in the morning with the live stream of my alma mater, the Mizzou Tigers, versus Georgia. And the game just started, and I'm just getting set up because I just been up all night long on other platforms. Welcome to my channel. Whoever's in here, please type a comment in the comment section. We're just getting started here, so give me a second. I've been up all night on YouTube and other sites, so I'm running behind a little bit. So let me get set up, and we're gonna get this started. Tyler Macon starting for Mizzou today. Mizzou's normal starting quarterback is injured. He's not playing, Connor Blazelak. And we got Tyler Macon from Eastside High School in St. Louis. Big fan of East St. Louis High School and East St. Louis in general. And 4-star recruit out of Eastside last year that Mizzou recruited and has been backing up this year. It was the question who was going to start this game. Who's the number 2 quarterback for Mizzou? That's been an issue. No one really has known all year, and we're finding out right now from last week, despite what the coach is saying. I think it's clear at this point that he's the Tigers quarterback now. Second string, as a freshman. 4-star recruit. Mizzou's got the ball. Had to get set up. Let's get this started now. Give me a second here. Here we go. Jokes. Okay. We got Beatty with a carry. Leading the SEC in rushing yards. One of the top running backs in the country. Probably the most underrated offensive player in the country for Mizzou, Tyler Beatty, the running back. Probably going to be a high draft pick in the draft. Very underrated. Leading the SEC in rushing yards. The toughest conference in the country. No one talks about that. Let me get this set up. We got Mizzou in beautiful uniforms as usual. They got the white jerseys with the gold pants on today. They change it up every week, it seems like. And they got the gold helmets with the black star. The gold helmets with the black M. I'm feeling that. I love these outfits. Mizzou has maybe the best outfits in the country. SEC, USC, I think. We talk about uniforms and helmets, but Mizzou's uniforms is as good as anybody in the country. And whether we win or lose, we look better than anybody. So that's the way that goes. Obviously, full disclosure, I'm a Mizzou grad proudly and represent my school. I appreciate the education they gave me, and I appreciate everything they did for me. I had a great experience there. It's one of my favorite days as a person in my life. So shout out to my school, big Mizzou supporter, MIZZAOU all day. Give me a second to get set up here. All right. Okay. Early today. At least we're finally on the air. We got some time. Long game. Georgia with the ball now. All right. I can't. That's fine. I keep forgetting which platforms I can smoke on and which I can. Can and can't. I forgot I can smoke on YouTube. I'm used to doing that. All right, here we go. Let's get this set up. All right. Doing commercial now. Here we go. Oh, fuck. Finally, we got set up. Okay. Jesus. Okay. First series. Let's start this off. Hopefully, I can edit that off. And we can start from here. Here we go. Otherwise, if you're still here, I'm glad you sat through that. Now, everything's going crazy all at once. I'll go with that again. Okay. All right. We got Mizzou with the ball. Beatty up to the offensive tackle. Beatty for 1.5 yards. Jordan Davis, defensive lineman for Georgia. They talk about maybe the best defensive player. Welcome to my stream, whoever you are. This is the live stream of #1 Georgia versus my alumni, Mizzou Tigers. Proud Mizzou graduate and fan. Beatty up the middle for about 6 or 7 for a nice run. Early on, I'm a little surprised that Beatty's having success on the ground. I thought the run game would get shut down by Georgia. But so far, Mizzou's run game is holding true, and Beatty is gaining yards. It's 3rd and 4. Manageable 3rd down for Mizzou. We got a run by Macon up the middle, straight down to the 23, 24 of Georgia. Missouri's running the ball well versus #1 Georgia. I'm excited. I'm impressed. I thought I might have to shut this stream down after the first half because they were going to be up like 50-0. I'm not going to sit there watching my team get embarrassed like that. And so I was going to leave. That was the plan going in. I probably do the first half and then come back to the real thing today, which is the fight Canelo versus Plant tonight, which is the big event, the main event tonight on pay-per-view. And I'm going to be streaming that. I'm a big boxing streamer. If you've been on my channel before, you know that. And we're going to kick it big tonight. One of the biggest fights of the year. Historic fight. That's the big thing today, Saturday. That's what I'm looking forward to. And this is just the appetizer. And so far, I'm impressed. Mizzou, first down on the Georgia 24. And I'm impressed by that. Versus Macon. Macon for 7 or 8 yards. Well, 3, excuse me. But they're inside the 20, I'm sorry. Macon running the ball well, running the east side offense right now from running the east side offense with Coach Drink here to success, by the way, versus the #1 defense in the country, maybe the #1 defense in the history of college football, this Georgia defense. This is impressive, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Missouri is running the ball. No one scores or gets. This is impressive. There's a miscommunication. Freshman Beatty fumbles the ball. The pitch. He was in a shotgun. He fumbled it. Recovered it. Four-star freshman Macon. Nice play, man. Might have did something. But what that defensive, okay, well, that was just a great defensive play. Never mind. It's just a great defensive play. Nothing he could do with that Macon, but hold on to the ball, which he did. So All right. Mizzou for the field goal. Automatic. 20 straight field goals for Mevis, the best kicker in football. Another one. See, the problem with a Mizzou football player, because I guess of our record this year, we're not getting, well, no. The problem is they don't get credit, the players, nationally by the media. Beatty is definitely one of the, you can make an argument Tyler Beatty is the number one running back in the SEC. And I'll make that argument. Not being biased, I'm going by the numbers and his abilities as a runner and as a pass catcher. He's the number one rushing leader in the SEC. It's the number one conference in football, obviously, perennially. And he's the number one running back in the SEC. That's my number one point. And my second point is that his pass catching ability, his yards, his touchdowns, he's a dual threat as a runner and a pass receiver. He's like having a wide receiver and a running back in one. He's strong and physical. He's been underrated for 3 years. I thought Mizzou should have played him more last year and the year before. I think they should have played him a lot more up until this year. And by necessity, he was thrust into this role that I don't think they believed he could do, and I always believed he could be an every down back. He's showing by the extra 20 pounds he put on in all season in his senior year that he can be an every down back. I think he's going to be better than a lot of the running backs that came out of Mizzou in the NFL. I think he's going to get drafted very high. And I think the scouts see what I see. And I think Tyler Beatty's going to be drafted very high, and he's going to be an NFL running back, and he's going to be very effective as an NFL running back. Now, Luther Burton III, Mizzou's 5-star running back, number 6 overall player coming out of high school this year, and only I think the third 5-star recruit Missouri's ever had in its history as a football team. Coming in next year, I think it's probably going to be the best running back for Mizzou since James Wilder. That's a heavy statement. So I think he might have the ability to be the best running back to ever come play in NFL from St. Louis or from Mizzou. I'm a big fan of him being from St. Louis and his family from St. Louis. Same area I lived in all my life. Actually met his family. Lived. I could throw a rock into his family's backyard as a kid. So I'm very familiar with the family history, and just a big supporter. So glad that he's coming to Mizzou. So Missouri, so St. Louis. Him being in a Mizzou uniform, just making it special. And he's going to be special. He's going to be better than Ezekiel Elliott. And that's a heavy statement. Zeke might be a Hawk one day. But I think Luther Burton III is actually going to be better than him. I love Eastside football. I watch them. I watch their clips on YouTube, their games, and I love watching him now. This year, it's a pleasure watching Eastside High and Luther Burton III and the tradition of East St. Louis football and the St. Louis and East St. Louis, Chicago, and Illinois history. A chance to watch their game versus the number one team in the country. They lost, but they look great, and Burton looked like what he is, a 5-star running back who's going to be a star in the NFL very soon. So, Georgia with the ball. It's 3-0 Mizzou. I hope that's not the only 3 points we scored today. Put the poll up. Go on commercial break. Put this poll up. Probably help if I turn the light up. It's a little early for that. It's 11:30 here in St. Louis Central Time, and I've been up all night broadcasting and doing stuff on different places. So, okay. Get myself oriented. I need some coffee. It's an early game. I don't like early games, but Mizzou's playing early, so. Georgia with the ball, 3rd down and 10. We got with a pass complete in at the 50, about the 50-yard line to A.D. Mitchell. Great timing by the quarterback for Georgia on that. Great catch. Nice play. Mitchell coming strong. Sells it. Comes back. Mizzou struggled against the run all year. It's their biggest weakness on defense, and they have several. Defensively challenged team. But so far today, they're holding up. This is a good quarter for Mizzou. It's only 3-0. I'm shocked. We got 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And Mizzou holding on here. We're almost through one, and it's not a blowout. I'm happy. Bennett on 2nd and 10. Great catch by the wide receiver, Rosemary Jackson. Great catch. These wide receivers are Georgia. Georgia has nice wide receivers. It's just Stetson Bennett shouldn't be quarterback. It should be JT Daniels. And this is a problem. Kirby Smart, the coach of Georgia, is the big problem for him because he passed on Justin Fields, and Justin Fields became a star, and the choice that he made didn't work out. And now here we go again. Deja vu, JT Daniels, who had a lot of Heisman hype, NFL hype coming into the year. Everybody assumes he's going to be the quarterback. All of a sudden, sitting. And he's got Stetson Bennett in here, who's just a journeyman. And it's the weakness of the Georgia team is the quarterback play now, and they got the answer sit on the bench. Curiously to me, it's the same second time Kirby Smart's make this mistake. To me, this is the problem. Kirby Smart recruits well, and he builds a good team, but his choices with quarterback are just head scratchers. Justin Fields is in the NFL now in Chicago, doing great, and I don't even remember the guy's name now. Journeyman quarterback. It's not. I don't know why JT Daniels isn't quarterbacking for Georgia. It's astonishing to me. It's crazy. I don't understand that. The coaching thing, man. And that's Georgia's problem. It's kind of familiar with them. Here's Bennett running short of the first down. Blaze Aldridge makes the tackle. Great play on defense. Mizzou's defense is holding on here. I think the best thing Mizzou has going for him in this game is that JT Daniels is on the bench. So that gives us hope. It's the coach's decision. Good job, coach. As a Mizzou fan, great job, Mr. Smart. Appreciate it. Bennett back to throw to the end zone. He's open. It's a touchdown, probably. Arian Smith with the great catch. Nice throw after I just talked about him. And bad timing on his behalf. Great throw, great catch, touchdown, Georgia. 36-yard TD. On cue from Kirby Smith's agent, I guess. I don't know. That's been his agent, I guess, and Kirby Smith's agent have conspired to him throwing a touchdown into the end zone. Great catch. Great catch. I don't know how he caught that. Okay, well, tip your cap on that one. I don't know how he caught it. He did everything he could do to keep him from catching it, and I don't know how he was managed to keep his feet in. Former track star, turned it on, got to the corner, but the throw and the catch, hard to stop that. That was perfect. That was just, yeah. Good throw by Bennett. So he can throw the intermediate ball. I see that at least. And we're on commercial. If you come through and you're watching this a little bit later in the afternoon, if you're asleep, it's 11:30 in the morning here. If I wasn't broadcasting this, I would be asleep at this point. I've been up all night broadcasting everywhere else. But if you're watching this on replay, you're a serious football fan and appreciate that. And then the big thing tonight is Canelo versus Plant. Tonight, live streaming. I think the main event is supposed to start at 11 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 10 o'clock, 10:30, I guess. So I'm going to do the whole pay-per-view card. That's the big event today. And so no commercial break. So give me a second here. Take care of something during this break. Hi, it's Eugene M. Eat the DJ STL live in St. Louis. Come through for the live stream of the Mizzou Georgia football game, #1 Georgia football game, live now on my platform. Okay, it's 9-3 Georgia. Here we are. In the second quarter, 14 minutes left. We got Karis Jackson returning for Georgia. We got Georgia 3rd and 1. We got to run up the middle for the first down. We got a flag on the play. Not used to these morning games. I got to get used to that. Another touchdown by Georgia. Play under review. He's probably gonna come back first to go at the 1. Runners knee down at the 1. The ball at the 1. And it's first down, Georgia. Here we go. Georgia about to get on the run here. Was not expecting Mizzou to win this game. Don't think anybody is. The question is whether they could cover the spread or not. That's really where we're at with today. And looking at who can play and who cannot play. I like these kind of games from Mizzou, even though the score might be out of hand. And it might not look good that way. I like to see who can handle the play of Georgia. Because if you can play well against Georgia and Alabama, then that shows me that you can play with anybody. So I like to see our team Mizzou play against Georgia because I want to see who's who. I want to see who's the right one. I want to see who it is that can hold their own versus elite competition. To be the best, you got to beat the best. I'm like Gary Pinkel, the former coach, my favorite coach of Mizzou, my Mizzou era, with Pinkel as the helm and Pinkel running the ship. And our best football ever, I think, in my lifetime. Obviously it goes back further than that, but I'm from the Pinkel era. I'm a Gary Pinkel believer. I loved him as a coach. Best coach ever to me, any sport that we had ever. It's the reason he wanted to go to the SEC and play against the best teams in football. To be the best, you have to beat the best. And that was his whole idea. And it's the truth. I believe in that. In order to be great, you have to beat the great, to beat the best. And so we go to the SEC, and playing teams like Georgia is what it's about. So let's play them. Let's play them. Don't run from it. Run to it. They'll let you know what you need to get better. In order to be the best, you're going to have to beat people like this. So you might as well just play them. Play them. If you get beat up on, so what? You learn what you got and what you don't got through adversity. Through adversity, you learn what you got and what you don't got. And this is adversity. You play at Georgia for the University of Missouri. We're a year away from really it being a Drinkowitz team. He's still playing with a lot of very older players right now. Next year, with the new recruits coming in, next year is really the year for Mizzou, not this year. This year is about learning what we have, what we don't have. And it's about Tyler Beatty and enjoying Tyler Beatty being, I think, the best running back in football. I think Tyler Beatty is the best running back in college football. I think when he leads the SEC in rushing, first of all, it's the best conference, and he's a pass catcher, probably the best pass catching running back in football, college football. So when you add his ground numbers together, which I think he's 6th, maybe, or 5th or 4th now, and then you add this game might not help those numbers, by the way, but he'll get it back next week. And his pass catching numbers and touchdowns. If you look at all the statistics, Tyler Beatty is probably the best running back in college football. And I think if you look at the statistics, you can argue somebody else, and I'll give you that argument. That's palpable. But if you look at you at least have to look at his numbers and what he's done in the SEC, the number one conference, and say that he's definitely in the running. It's an argument. He goes to Mizzou, so he's not going to get any votes for anything. But I think he's definitely going to be all conference SEC at running back. And I definitely think he should get, he's probably going to get some honorable mention votes, maybe, running back, maybe even Heisman. But no way he could win any of that with Mizzou's record. No way that he could get those kind of recommendations. But I think his love is going to come on draft day. Because I think the scouts see exactly what he is. I expect him to get drafted high, have a long career if he's healthy, and put up numbers in the NFL with his skill set. His skill set is perfect for the NFL. And being in the SEC at Mizzou is perfect for him. And it's finally coming into play now. He should have been probably in the lineup and getting used a lot more years ago We're talking 1 or 2 years at least, but that's all water under the bridge. And now at least he's getting a shine. We wasted a lot of his years. Last year and the year before were wasted, but he did get bigger and stronger, which is an issue for Mizzou. Their weight training fitness program, getting their players big enough to handle the Alabamas and the Georgia, is probably the weakness of our football program to me. Okay, now they're talking about Tyler Beatty. The announcers on ESPN validating what I'm saying. Talk about Tyler Beatty as the best player in college football that no one is talking about. Thank you, ESPN. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just was arguing that. Thank you. Okay, we're 53 minutes and 47 seconds in, and ESPN's announcers are saying the same thing that I'm saying. Tyler Beatty is the most underrated player in college football that nobody's talking about, and that's what they're saying. So I'm not out there. I was just saying it, making my argument. And Mizzou in those beautiful uniforms, no matter if we lose or not today, we still look better than anybody on Saturday because the uniforms and the helmet are fly. The Jordan brand, the gold and the black, we're rocking it. The gold pants with the stripe, the white jerseys with all the colors, the black and gold mixed together, the helmet. Oh, beautiful uniforms. Makes you want to go to Mizzou and play football. If you're a high school recruit and you got a 4 or 5-star ranking, holler at us. I'm sure Drinkowitz is hollering at you. If you're from this little area, stay at home, play for your school. If you're not from the area, come build something with us in the SEC. Mizzou Tigers. It's looking good for us next year. There's Macon is looking good. Tyler Macon is looking good out of East St. Louis today. As a freshman, 4-star, starting in his freshman year, going against the biggest defense in history of football, the best defense in the SEC, already in the title game early, going against the best, and looking pretty good as a freshman. I'm impressed. We got Sam Horn coming in, 4 or 5-star recruit quarterback coming in next year, linking up with Luther Burton III. The future looks beautiful for Mizzou. And where does Tyler Macon fit into this? Because Horn is definitely, I think, a bigger recruit, much bigger recruit than the Blazak or anybody on the quarterback roster. He's, I would expect that probably somewhere early along next year that Sam Horn is going to be the quarterback on Mizzou. And so where does that put Tyler Macon? He's definitely got the potential to be a starting quarterback in the SEC and in college football. I see that. It's just a question, where is he going to get the opportunity? I hate to say this because I want him to stay at home, but if I was his dad, I'd be trying to find a school where he could get playing time and start next year. Better to be on the field playing for Akron, starting quarterback in college football than be second string in the SEC, the best conference, and maybe an NFL quarterback that you're playing behind. But it worked out for Jalen Hurts. He didn't leave. He stayed at Alabama and played second fiddle to Tua, and still managed to transfer to Oklahoma and become a starting quarterback, and I think a Heisman winner, and now starting quarterback in the NFL. So sometimes you have to leave to move ahead. So if I was Tyler Macon, I would be considering transferring, not because I don't like the school or the university. Just if you can't beat Sam Horn out to start, and I don't think he will. I don't think anybody on the roster will. I don't even think Blazak will be the starter by mid-season next year for Mizzou. I see Sam Horn being the starting quarterback in Mizzou relatively early next year. If I was making his third string in a very deep quarterback roster at that point, go somewhere you can play. I love him, and I love him playing for his school, staying really hometown. East St. Louis, pretty much hometown. Close to Illinois that's definitely the case. Right across the bridge. I'm in St. Louis. It take me 15 minutes to go to East St. Louis. On commercial break. Got a bathroom break for a second here. Be back at you shortly. Got 7 minutes left. There's some change. 7:42 left. The second quarter. Georgia 16-3 over Mizzou. Mizzou covering the spread at this point, I believe, and not looking that bad. At least we're not getting embarrassed. But Georgia has the ball. Second and 10, and Bennett runs up the middle. Gets about 9.5. 8 yards for Bennett. Okay, we got Georgia. Second and goal. Heading for another touchdown. We got Georgia coming, kicking a field goal here. So we 19-3 if this goes through, and he's true. 19-3 at home versus Mizzou, who's being feisty. Coach Drink, he's okay. He's trying to pump his team up. He wasn't expecting to win, I don't think. Just wants him to play well, hard, and see what he got. So far, we got a lot of Tyler Beatty. Number one running back in the SEC, maybe the top running back in football, and the most underrated player in football, college football. Not just according to me, in my opinion, but according to the ESPN announcers. Also. Got Brady Cook in the game now for Mizzou. Screen pass. Beatty catches it. Great pursuit by Georgia. It's second down. So he's playing both quarterbacks. I think that's smart. See what both of them could do versus this defense. See what you got. It's a perfect sample size. So perfect team to do a sample of who you have. It's who's best to be second string quarterback. Both playing. Beatty to the right side, nothing. Got 4 minutes and 17 seconds left. Missouri trying to challenge the edge of the defensive front. Mizzou been doing good with the run game, but Georgia's trying to close it down a little bit. They were having more success earlier. Georgia did a better job at that point. Third down and two. In third and 9. Cook tries to run for it, and he's a yard short. It's fourth down. Where we at on the play field? I would go for it here. But he's probably going to, it's 3 minutes left. Yeah, he's going to kick it, probably, I would think. I think you have to punt, and that's what he's doing. All right, well, I'll go with that at this point. So Missouri's punting. They're two. Georgia fair catches it at the 25-yard line. So we got a fair catch. Tonight we got LSU versus Bryce Young in Alabama in college football. Big matchup. That's the matchup of the day to me because it's Alabama. My favorite team outside Mizzou in college football. And respect to the best. 19-3 here. 3 minutes left in the first half. Mizzou versus Georgia. Georgia with the ball around their own 26. And we got Georgia tossing the ball in the run game wide open. In the gaping defense, Corona social distancing defense by the Missouri running defense at this point, practicing social distancing from the running back and allowing him to gain heavy yards. Fortunately, holding on number 63 of Georgia, spotted the foul, will repeat the play. Thank God for that, because the run defense of Mizzou is horrible, has been all year. And, well, we're lucky that it's only 19-3. That's the way I look at it. First to 14, Georgia, from their own 24. Handoff up the middle. He breaks it outside. He gets more than 12, about 14 yards. They got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, enough time to score again. And with our run defense, it's possible. Is this the worst defensive run defense in football? Is our defensive coordinator worthy of keeping around at the end of the year? We try to buy him out. It's not working. It's Coach Drink's fault. He's the one who picked him. Strike one for Coach Drink. And that's a pass, caught, 9-yard pass. We got a Georgia wide receiver, Mitchell. I love his name. And Georgia on the move again with 1 minute and 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Georgia with the ball now. Cook up the middle for 3. That's the first down. For 3. First down, Georgia running the ball down the field. But only 1 minute 21 left. The run game's working, but they're running out of time. Mizzou with the injury. We got Treasure and Jeffcoat down. Doesn't look like he's that bad hurt to me. He was all SEC last year, by the way. Playing well today, and now rolling around in pain, but his legs are moving. Looks like he got the wind knocked out of him to me. Coach Drink, nervous, runs out his best defensive player. Down in pain, all SEC player last year. Down in pain. Coach Drink is out there helping him up personally. Helping him up personally. Patting him on the back. Very concerned. It's like a parent. The son hurt. Worst case scenario for him on defense. Treasure Jeff going down with injury. Very concerned, coach. We're not very deep at that position or on defense. And the last thing we need is our best defensive player, all SEC player, going down with injury. That would be so Mizzou. But fortunately, he's walking it off. Okay. We can all breathe. I don't need to smoke another cigarette. We don't need that. Come out of this without any injuries, without getting embarrassed. We won the game. Now, okay, we got a pass over the middle and caught by Brock Bauer. Great catch by Bowers. Great defensive coverage, but great catch. By minutes left. Bennett to the end zone. Incomplete. Oh, boy. No flags, please. No flags. Great defensive coverage. We got Allie Green transfer from Tulsa. Allie Green, the 4th, transfers from Tulsa with the breakup. Great defensive play there. Great defensive play. He's got his head back looking for the ball. Great defensive play by the defensive back, Allie Green, the 4th. That was a beautiful play. We got good corners. It's the middle and the defensive interior, the front 4 and the linebacker core. That's the weakest part of Mizzou's defense. Got a 15-yard play by Georgia, now down Bennett in command, a 2-minute drill across the grain to the 1 yard line. 24 seconds left. He's at the 1 with 24 seconds left in the game. This is a big play here to keep Mizzou at least in the game. We got to come up with a stop right here. It's going to be 1st and 1 with 24 seconds left. Oh, he's just short. Oh, boy. I expect a running play here and a touchdown from Georgia. I don't know why you wouldn't run it here. They got a timeout they took. They're going to probably review that. It might be a little longer to me. The spot's questionable. The spot's questionable to me. That spot's questionable to me. They need to review that. They're going to probably leave it alone. Georgia, 1st and goal, 24 seconds, 22 seconds left. 23, I mean. Cook up the middle, touchdown, Georgia. So now it's 24-0, Georgia. At the end of the half, 24-3. I don't know if I'm going to do this whole game because it's going to be a blowout, it looks like. So we'll see how far we go into the second half with this. Missouri with 18 seconds left with the ball, going to probably sit on it. And we're going to go to halftime. It's 26-3, Georgia. We're starting to get to the borderline point of how far I'm going to go with this stream. We'll give Mizzou a little bit more time in the third quarter. If it starts being a blowout, I'm going to shut the stream down because I'm not going to watch the rest. But let's see what happens. There's still some things to watch here. I'm interested in the second string quarterback. The 2 quarterbacks. That's Tyler Macon and the other guy. Who's the second string quarterback from Mizzou? Which could become an issue because Blake Slaxter had a lot of injuries this year, and he hasn't played, honestly, as good as he played last year so far. So I think we need to take a look at who is going to be the second string quarterback. If you don't have one, you don't have. If it's not one, if you're sharing it, then they really don't have one. So I think you have to make a decision about that. And I don't think Coach Drink is ready to make that decision yet. I wouldn't be either. They haven't played enough to me to make a decision against quality opposition. So maybe that's what this second half is perfect for. The second string quarterback position of Mizzou. And who is it going to be? Is it going to be Tyler Macon? Which is at this point with Mizzou and where they're at with the running back that they have, I think he's probably the best choice, even though he's young. Or is it going to be the more experienced, better throwing quarterback? The wide receivers of Mizzou have been non-existent today. Their only momentum has been the run game. It's been it. It's Tyler Beatty. That's all they have today. So if the running game is the only thing that's doing well, you have to go with the quarterback that's the dual threat quarterback, which would be Macon to me. So at this point, Macon would be starting the second half if I was the coach. Mizzou with the ball, 2nd and 9. And we got Beatty with the handoff with some good ground yardage. So Mizzou highlights Macon running the ball and Beatty in the first half to me. And then Georgia doing what Georgia does, bigger and stronger and dominating the game, basically. But I like what I saw from Macon and Beatty, obviously, and Bacon and Beatty in the same backfield. At this point, I would have Macon start in the second half if I was Coach Dream. And I probably play Macon probably most of the second half if I was Coach Dream. I want to see what that looks like more. I want a deep dive of Macon at quarterback and Beatty and what the offense would look like if you gave him more playing time. Because that's what he needs is playing time. So at this point, I would be starting Macon and I would be playing Macon in the third quarter. I would give him the third quarter. I would give Macon the third quarter unless he really starts to struggle and see what that offense would look like. I want to see him not just run it and give it to Macon. Beatty. I want to see him try to complete some passes too, because he's got to improve his passing game, accuracy to be an SEC quarterback and to be a college quarterback. He's going to have to be more accurate as a passer. At least that's what the impression I got from training camp and the first part of this half of the regular, little more than half of second half of the season, or first half. I think Macon's biggest weakness is his throwing accuracy. That's what he's got to improve to be an SEC quarterback. He's a great leader. I see leadership skills. He's a smart quarterback. He can run the ball as a dual threat quarterback. Arm strength's not an issue. If the issue is his accuracy and getting used to playing against SEC, he hasn't played much. With the COVID, East St. Louis played a limited schedule in the spring. They didn't play last year. So you're talking about a quarterback that really hasn't played a season in 2 years. So he's not like a normal high school player coming to a college and being a freshman quarterback, unredshirted, true freshman quarterback. It's the fact that he didn't play really his last year because of Corona. And East St. Louis's decision not to play during the regular season last year because of Corona and have the little limited 5-game little schedule thing that a lot of schools didn't do. Most of them didn't do. And that's hurting him because he hasn't played a full season in 2 years. So he really needs playing time, and he's probably going to go through some things. But if you stay with him and let him learn with his drive and his quarterback IQ and his dual threat ability and his arm strength, if he can just get playing time and improve his throwing accuracy, I think Macon not only would be the number 2 quarterback, he would challenge Blazlack. Because Blazlack has not looked good this year. He looked excellent last year. He looked like an NFL potential draft pick last year. And this year, I don't know if it's injuries or what it is, but he's got more offensive tools this year at wide receiver than he did last year. And he had some injuries there, but he's not playing the way he was last year. He just isn't. And I don't know if it's injury or something else, but there are question marks by Blazlack that weren't there at the beginning of this year. So if Macon can actually play well versus Georgia in the second half, that almost starts to create the question of whether he should be actually getting playing time anyway. And we need to figure these things out this year, because when Sam Horn comes in next year, who's a higher rated quarterback than any of the ones we have on the roster, he's honestly, you talk about 4-star quarterbacks, then Macon and him 4-star quarterbacks. Blazlack not, I don't believe. So the highest rated ones were actually Macon and Horn coming in next year. So to me, I think Macon should probably be playing more this year, whether Blazlack's healthy or not, because we're not going anywhere this year. We need to figure out who's going to be Horn's backup. That's where we're at right now. Who's going to stay and not transfer, and who's going to be the quarterback this year, who will presumably start next year, and then probably, to me, middle of the next year, Horn will probably be taking over, and that person's going to be the backup. And so we need to figure out who's going to stay, who's going to leave, and then who we're going to go with next year. And I don't think it should be Blazak by definition at this point. At this point, I don't think Blazak deserves the right to be crowned the official starting quarterback anymore. I think he's blown that in the first half of this year. And I think he's opened up the door for one of these two backup quarterbacks to step up and actually challenge him for the starting quarterback job officially, but make him be in the higher rated of all three of them. Just needing experience, playing time and experience. I would play him this third quarter and see what happens. And if he's not making glaring mistakes or anything's happening that's going to disrupt his confidence, I would probably let him play the second half and crown him as the second string quarterback and be thinking about what he could do actually into some games. I would start playing him even with Blazak's healthy. He's higher rated than both of the others. He just needs playing time, and he's smart in that, and he's the leader. I can see that this year. I've seen it. I've seen it last when he was at Eastside, and he needs playing time. And I don't want him to leave if he can get it here. It might be in his best interest to leave, but if he's going to be here, then I would play him and let him see what he can do actually the rest of the year versus Blazak. I haven't made my decision of who should be the starter next year. And next year is our year. So that's where I'm at with it. We're at halftime now. So take a break and get a few business things done first. So we can do the second half as far as we go. If you're watching this on replay, that's why I'm talking, because we're at halftime.
Really been impressed today with the play of strong safety Trey Taylor. Both Taylors have done some things for me. Taylor got beat on that big one over the top, but as the third quarter starts to wind down here, you kind of get a sense that this Army team is feeling themselves, keeping the Commander-in-Chief trophy hopes alive, and Air Force feels like they desperately need some kind of to get Old Trapper Beefs, last bag.
Let me be direct. Some people are paying more than double for teeth straightening with Invisalign. With Smile Direct Month, you get a doctor
It's talking about the quarterback by committee. It's not what you want to do as a coaching staff, but the fact that Army's been able to do that and play as well as they have, it's been impressive.
They look at the pass yards for Army. They average just 88 a game.
How many times do you think this series has been won by a team that threw for more yards than they ran for?
Not very often. This is the big man. It's Jacoby Buchanan. To the 36, Sanford again. At the bottom of that pile, along with Corin Taylor.
This is a heck of an opportunity for Air Force to preserve that catastrophic play with the turnover. If they can find a way to get a stop here on fourth down, this would be huge and just the sort of thing that you need to shift the momentum to get you back in this game. But they got to be disciplined here. They're running a lot of people in and out. The play clock's ticking down to just about 10 seconds. They're going to have to get this play out quickly, so Air Force has to be disciplined and not get thrown off sides.
We're over in the backfield. On the edge. That's Walters. And Walters is hit and stopped. Air Force gets the football back. Brandon Cunning.
Not very well executed there by Army. They took too much pain getting back into that play.
Big stop, and boy, did Air Force need it. Brandon Cunning. The Falcons get the ball back.
When you walk in the door with the mutual bacon feeling from Papa John's, that smell of bacon and goodness has everything showing up. It's the season of bacon at Papa John's.
Some carriers will give you just one Disney entertainment subscription. One Disney. With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. And that's 7 times the... 7 times the... 7 times the... Music, games, Disney Plus, movies, entertainment. Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Since being the first to make wipers over a century ago, Tri-Cup has protected drivers from all kinds of weather. Torrential downpours, gale-force winds, wintry blasts, even when it's raining cats and dogs. Who came up with that phrase anyway? Just imagine if it actually started. Thankfully, no matter what the conditions, Tri-Cup wipers maintain maximum windshield contact for safe, clear driving visibility, even in the harshest weather metaphors.
USA was made for the same bikes. Like that. You can never stop with Bailey and Bob. With USA, save by the new drive savings and save 30% on your options. USA, what's your name? We're today.
It's nothing average to know that Air Force Academy, where those are coming.
It takes more than smart and good grades.
It takes grit. It's for the I never quit students. The relentless, persevering, most likely to keep trying until I reach my best students.
Because we will go on to lead others, push boundaries, save lives, and represent American ideals.
If you've got what it takes, prove it.
Today at 3:30, Game 2 of our college football doubleheader SEC on CBS. Just 187 miles from us, College Station, top 20 matchup. Number 13, Auburn. Number 14, Texas A&M will get you to kick off. We'll catch you up right before the State Farm College Football Today. It's all coming up right here on CBS. Brett Davis, offensive coordinator. He's right next door to us, so we know that he's an active offensive coordinator. Let's put it that way. Daniels, lots of time, man open on the money. Lewis has been his favorite target. That's a 12-yard pickup and a first down.
I like towards the sideline, gives himself up to be a target, and the safety McDuffie barely down on Daniels from behind, but he got the pass up to the big game.
Daniels quarterback draw. Dances away. Dives over the 15. Right at the stick. It's a 9-yard pickup. Marquell Broughton made the stop into the Verizon red zone, and it just feels like Air Force absolutely needs 7 points here.
Yeah, you see they're about 69
Texas Rangers. The old ballpark in Arlington and right next door, Globe Life Field in year 2. They delivered the game ball. They landed it there, and it was an easy jog across the bridge. 7 plays, 66 yards. And Zeke Daniels was extraordinary there. The Falcon has made the trip. And Air Force has life. Tyrell Robinson with a fair catch. Our forces football proudly supported by Surf. Now Jim Bookett and Army, who seemed in control of this game, and remember that 4th down stop to get Air Force the ball. They would link to the field. They were within 3.
Yeah, it wasn't very well executed. They snapped the ball with 2 or 3 seconds left. It was rushed. They got to execute better here.
Jacoby Buchanan in the backfield. Anderson options. Chase down. He'll lose the yard. Christopher Pereira in pursuit.
It's a great job by Herrera and the rest of this defense here, Rich. You take a look at the second half possessions here by Army, 2 touchdowns, but then the 7th play drive, they got stopped on downs. Again, that 4th down play call took too long to get in and felt rushed, and Air Force found a way to get themselves the ball back.
Second and 11. Anderson fires, caught. 34, short of the first down. Walters with the catch. It's going to be a 3rd down and a yard and a half.
Nice pitch and catch there. Walters grabbing the ball, but you have to credit the defensive backfield is now keyed into the pass game. There's no catch and run after that. Mack with the tackle to give themselves another chance to get off the field here on 3rd down.
Jacoby Buchanan, short yardage back.
Okay, we get ready for the second half now.
Yeah, Jordan Jackson, 94, decided to move. But he's allowed to do that. Mason Collins did a great job of giving the second effort to push Tyler across the goal line for the touchdown. Makes a huge mistake there.
And it makes a huge difference in the play selection now on 3rd and 6.
No question, and it also affects the 4th down decision. Should there be one after this play?
Anderson to throw. Middle shot for Austin. Trading good on the coverage.
We have seen Isaiah Austin beat this coverage over the head all day, but Trey Dog expecting it, watching right now. You can't play the ball better than Dog does here. He times it beautifully and forces the punt by Army. You want to win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, you make plays like that, and Dog just did.
Zach Harden's punting. That's a great move. That is a huge punt. And it checks off
Got Tyler Baker started the second half for Mizzou.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. Where you spend all years serving others, when you lead by example, you don't just land on the news list, you get rewarded by becoming the top rated new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year.
All right, here we are, second half. 12 minutes, 11:53 left. Georgia up 33 to 3 over Mizzou. We'll probably do the third. We'll see what Tyler. We'll see what Macon can do. Getting sacked here. Walker with the sack from Georgia. Macon down. Starting the second half here. Getting ran over. Okay, we got Mizzou losing. The big issue for me with Mizzou is who's the second string quarterback. And I think Macon should be the second string quarterback. He should be challenging Blazak. He's a 4-star recruit. He needs playing time. He's playing time. We're not going anywhere this year. We're not going to win anything this year. Next year is our year. Sam Horn's probably the future starting quarterback for the Tigers, probably halfway through the season next year. But he does have to have a backup, and we need to make some decisions. And the quarterback's going to have to make some decisions, and they're going to have to decide whether they want to stay and try to compete against Horn or whether they're going to move on. And I think that, to me, that goes for Blazak, Macon, and the other guy, Cook. I think is his name. And coach has got some decisions to make right now. I think he's making one. But start making in the second half of this game so he can get some experience. This is what he needs, playing experience. If he stays healthy through this game, which I hope he does, but he needs to play. No matter what the score, no matter what Beatty does, long term for the program, we're going to lose this game. But long term for this program, this is a perfect opportunity for Macon to get playing time and to get back into the swing of playing football. So he's a 4-star recruit. He's higher recruited than Blazak and the other guy. Get him play. Let him play this whole second half. And let him challenge Blazak. Got to get playing time for him. We're not going anywhere. Sacrifice a little bit this year. I'm not the coach. It's easy for me to say, but sacrifice a little bit this year for the sake of next year and the future, because the future is where we're at next year and the year beyond, not this year. Have the patience to build a program the right way and start with playing Macon and let him and Blazak fight it out and see who should be quarterback of this team going next year, starting in the beginning. And then about 6 games in, you transfer Horn in, and then you got Horn and Larry Burton III, Luther Burton III. I'm sorry, Luther Burton III, and him, the future wide receiver quarterback, leading us forward next year. Horn and Burton III. But in the meantime, between now and then, because injuries do happen, let's find out what we got between Macon and Blazak and the other guy, Connor, I think, what his name is, and see which one of these guys is the right one to start next year. That's what we should be thinking. Not about the bowl games and records and losses and all that. Let's build for the long term and go for who's the quarterback to start next year for the Tiger team. Don't assume it's Blazak. Let's let Macon's 4-star. He's a higher recruit than the other two. Let this guy play and get some playing time this year. See what you got. Do that much for yourself before he leaves to transfer somewhere else and becomes a star. We got JT Daniels for the first time in the game with Georgia, probably who should be starting anyway. Georgia by 30. In and around to Smith. It's an easy first down. He started all 3 games he played, but this is his time to come in, and he should be starting for this team moving forward if they want to win a championship. He's a better thrower. He's an elite mental processor of a quarterback. His game accuracy, even when he was at USC, I thought he was a star at USC. I thought USC should have held on to him. And Georgia's making the same mistake. This guy needs to be in there. He was a Heisman candidate coming into this year. He was a pro prospect. And Kirby Smart, the biggest flaw is his choices at quarterback. It's what's keeping Georgia from winning the championship. And it could keep Georgia from winning the championship this year. I'm an Alabama fan, but I call them like I see. And Georgia has the best defense in the history that I've seen in college football. And they have wide receivers, and they need the quarterback position to come through for them to win the championship this year. And if Daniels does not start at quarterback for Georgia, I don't think they'll win the championship. I don't think they'll get past Alabama. They can't get past Alabama unless JT Daniels starts and plays well and takes them to that level, that championship level. With Daniels at quarterback, Georgia can win the championship this year. Kirby Smart make a big mistake passing on Justin Fields, to transfer to Ohio State. He became a superstar, and he's a NFL player for the Bears now, and the guy he chose is unknown and unheard of anymore. And if he does the same thing this year and doesn't start JT Daniels, Kirby Smart is going to cost Georgia a championship. And it's his biggest flaw on his resume to me is his curious decisions at quarterback. And if he doesn't make the right one real soon, Georgia's not going to get past Alabama and not going to make it to the championship game, even though they're number 1 team in the country and undefeated now, and they're in the championship game. But they're going to need Daniels to start and play well to beat Alabama in that championship game. That's where I'm at with it. Timeout, Missouri. First charge, timeout at the half. It's 4th and 3. 8 minutes, 31 seconds left in the second half. Third quarter. Number 1, Georgia versus Missouri. We're live on my channel. I'm Eugene M. E. the DJ STL on YouTube. Subscribe, like, hit the button. We're doing the live stream tonight of the historic fight between Canelo and Plant. We're going to, God willing, we're going to broadcast the whole pay-per-view portion of that fight, commentary only with a chat and a poll, following YouTube's guidelines. Hopefully, God willing, all the way through this. I appreciate YouTube for allowing me to broadcast on their platform. I have a lot of respect for YouTube. I broadcast live on several streams, and without question, YouTube is the most reputable, fair, and honest platform. I'm addicted to YouTube. I'm a YouTube fan. It's one of the reasons why I started my channel on here and decided to become a YouTuber. And please like and subscribe my channel to my channel. If you're watching this on replay, I'm trying to get monetized on the YouTube platform. I need 1,000 subscribers. It's free, quick, and easy. Just subscribe, like, and hit the button for notification. And come through later tonight for my live stream of the Canelo Plant fight. Live commentary only with fan chat and a poll. My boxing streams do better than anything so far, other than my TikTok videos and my TikTok videos, and which actually do better than anything, come to think about it. But I'm still a YouTuber by heart, and I'm trying to launch. I'm gonna grow my YouTube channel, which is my passion and my love. I have respect and appreciation for YouTube as a platform. I'm addicted to YouTube. I watch it all the time. I'm fans of lots of uh, YouTubers on here, and I'm a fan and also glad to be a part of the family of YouTube. I'm proud to say that. So we're probably not going to do the fourth quarter of this game because it's probably going to be well out of hand. I think I pretty much already seen what I need to see, but I do want to see a little bit more of making it quarterback for Mizzou. So I'm going to stay a little bit longer on the air for that purpose only. And probably in stream in the third quarter after I finish seeing everything I need to see. So if you're watching this on replay, you can watch the video on. You probably can watch the highlights on YouTube, obviously, and come through to my channel for most importantly, come through for the main event tonight, Canelo versus Plant live stream, pay-per-view card. I'm gonna do the pay-per-view portion of the card. Even if you have ordered it on pay-per-view, come through and chill. There's no sense in or fun watching a boxing fight by yourself. Come through and enjoy the party with me. If you don't want to pay for the fight, and I know a lot of people can't afford to pay for the fight, come through. I'll be your eyes and your ears, and we can chop it up together on my channel. Hopefully, my boxing channel. Hopefully, the live stream tonight. My first one, my second weekend of being a YouTuber, the Wilder Fury fight did great. Considering how long I've been on the channel, my Shakur Stevenson boxing live stream did surprisingly well, thanks to Shakur being a marquee name in boxing. My last week's card of the James fight at welterweight WBA title fight with a question mark on that title was a great card and had great action, was a great stream, but didn't get the response that the other two did because there was no marquee fighter. I noticed that having a big fight and a marquee fighter matter a lot because Shakur did surprisingly well, considering it's like my third week on the platform. It's like my fifth week as a YouTuber, so I'm starting in the beginning, obviously. So learning my way. First college football stream ever tonight. I've gotten used to calling boxing streams already. I've done enough of them, and I've been around boxing long enough to do that comfortably and easily. That comes easy and natural to me. But I'm stepping out of my element today, trying to grow, doing my first college football live stream ever and broadcast ever. So big college football fan, so makes it easier to do what you like doing. So we got JT Daniels, the big recruit from Mater Day, started as a freshman at USC, played well, and now at Georgia, and needs to be leading his team. Touchdown, Georgia. All right, so we're getting out of hand now. So we may not even make it. It's 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left in the third quarter. I guess I'll see it through to the end of the quarter. I don't like even streams early, but at a certain point, with it being a blowout, and after I've seen everything I need to see, I think from the defense of Mizzou, which is what I call COVID-19 social distancing defense by new defensive coordinator Wilkes, who should be gone by now, hopefully. Bad choice by Drink. First, one of the things about a head coach that's important is the choices that you make for your coaching staff. This is how you judge a coach. Drink is an offensive coach, offensive coordinator, very good at that. But in order for an offensive coordinator, head coach who handles the offense to be effective as a head coach, his number one priority is his defensive coordinator, who's basically the defensive coach of the team and basically has autonomy over the defense since that's not his area of expertise. So that's the number one most important thing for a head coach who's an offensive coach is their defensive coordinator hire. It can make or break your career as a head coach. Not getting that right can blow your career. Barry Odom, my former coach at Mizzou that was fired the year before last, made horrible choices late in his career. for his offensive coordinator position, which with him being a defensive coach was just as important to him. And this first choice by second-year head coach Drink, who's making $4 million a year, which is like in the top 20, maybe 15 in the salaries for head coaches. He's well paid. His choice of Wilkes, the former defensive coordinator from the NFL, who hasn't been in college football in years, is an F. It's a big failure. It was a bad choice, and he's going to have to nail this. The best thing to do when you've made a bad decision is end it immediately. Cut it off like your leg is bleeding, amputated, cut it off, bandage it up so you live as a head coach. And then make another choice. He's going to have to get this one right. Everything is going along okay on the offensive end. His recruiting is great. Everything else is great. But his defensive coordinator choice, the defensive head coach basically, was a big fat F this year. A big fat F. He used Oldham's guy last year. Don't think he wanted to keep him around much, really, and he moved on and got about a lateral move to Illinois as theirs and left. Opened him up to make this decision for this year, and his first big move as a head coach was to hire Wilkes, and it's an F. And so he's going to have to end that. They're going to have to buy that contract out, and it's a nice big fat contract. And they're going to have to spend more money, which the university probably doesn't want to do in these economic times for the university. But they're going to have to pay him out, buy him out, and bring somebody else in. He's going to nail the next one. Beatty on 33, and he is swamped by the defense that's starting to buckle down on Beatty here. You got a flag down on the field. Offside on the defense, number 9. It's a first down. I don't know if he got the right person on that call, but we'll take it if it's whatever. First and 10. Cornerback offsides. I don't see that much. First down, Missouri benefited them. It's a blessing from God for this first down. Let's see what they can do. Got 26 passing yards in the game, Mizzou. That's telling. Brady Cook in the game now. Slant, badly thrown. Behind J.J. Hester. Horrible throw. It's clear to me that Macon needs to be the second string quarterback. Horrible throw. If the throwing quarterback doesn't throw well, then that's not going to work. And with Mizzou's best offensive weapon being Beatty, their running back, the dual threat quarterback fits better for this team, actually, than Blazlack and Cook this year. Just a question of experience, playing time. I'm at the point of playing Macon at starting quarterback. Pass to Beatty. Beatty showing his exceptional receiving skills as a running back. At least the second string quarterbacks are getting some really good work in here today for Mizzou. This is what we need. We need to see them play. Perfect opportunity versus the best. Nice sample size of what you got there at every position on the field. Macon's out the game, taking a break. Missouri, empty backfield. Cook with the takes the pitch. He's on the move. He's under duress. He throws on the run. Complete to a Dove, Tusky Dove, as a bury his number. Missouri, Coach Drink with the beautiful Missouri hoodie that I want on. Beautiful throw by Cook on that play. Nice catch by Dove. Best throw of the day so far for Cook, and the best pass for him today so far. We got 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter here. Handoff to Downing. We're getting the younger players in here to get some time now for Zoo. The younger players see what we got here. Downing. We'll be expecting things from him next year when Beatty's in the NFL. early in the morning. Well, now it's 1:27. Dominic Lovett in the backfield for Mizzou now. Back in the game, rather. Here we go, Mizzou, 2nd and 9 on the 40 of Georgia. Throw by Cook. It's incomplete, overthrown. Bad throw. Sky Cook was the first commitment to the 2020 staff. Stuck around for Drink, but Drink has Macon there, his recruit. He needs to play him. He needs to be the number 2 quarterback. Loyalty matters, but this is basically business here. If you're a head coach, it has to be a business decision, not personal. It's never personal, just business. It should be. Incomplete pass to Kiki Chisholm with the Hail Mary touchdown last week versus Vanderbilt. We got a 4th-down-and-9. Mizzou. And he dropped that one, though. Beautiful uniforms by Mizzou. It's 4th-down-and-9. 3:50 left in the third quarter. 4th-and-9, Mizzou. Cook behind, empty backfield. Mizzou's doing that. Well, you got one running back. I'm sorry. Cook move on the move. Cook moving, running for the first down. I think he got it. Running for it at the sticks, and Cook has got the first down. I think Mizzou looking good in the sense of I know it's 40-3, but this is their best offensive drive of the day right here to me since the first quarter. So, see the youth, the Drink Winch's players that he's bringing in. A lot of these guys are better than the ones that are starting with the veterans. He needs to play more of his recruits. His recruits need to be playing more. He needs a new defensive coordinator, and his recruits need to be playing more because a lot of them are better than the veterans at this point. I see that. Because now that the veterans are out and a lot of the younger ones are in on both sides of the field, Mizzou is doing better than I thought. Now we're at the portion where the younger players of both teams are getting experience in playing, which is important for us next year, which is our future. They're reviewing that call. I think he crossed the line, and it's the first down. But it's important. What's noted is important to see that. Now that the reserves are into the game, Mizzou is actually being much more competitive now with his recruits, Drink's youthful young recruits versus the Georgia young recruits. And Mizzou is playing much more competitively now and doing much better on offense now. And that's important for next year, which is our future. So this is a good sign for Mizzou, actually. So we got a timeout on the field. Remember later on tonight, we got the Canelo versus Plant fight live stream. My main event of the evening today, my highlight of the day. This is just starting. I've never done it before, college football stream, so learn it. I love my school, Mizzou. I'm a proud graduate, so we got Tennessee next, I think. Wait. Saturday, December 4th, Atlanta, Georgia versus probably Alabama for the SEC championship. And if Daniels is not quarterbacking for Georgia, I'm definitely thinking Alabama's got that. They got Bryce Young, 5-star recruit, future NFL player. quarterback matters. And if Daniels isn't starting for Georgia, I think Georgia loses that game. So we got North Carolina up 27. Well, North Carolina losing 27-31 right now. Play stands is called. It took them forever to make that decision. Jesus, it shouldn't have took that long. The Mizzou Golden Girls in their Golden Girl little winter coats, very nice coats, nice merch. Mizzou has really beautiful merch, really nice merch for Christmas. If you want to buy something, the Mizzou merchandise is definitely a way to go for your people for Christmas. Women, from women and men, their merch is just beautiful. If our team was as good as our merch, where would we be? Good as our uniforms. The lovely blue gold pants with the white jerseys and the black numbers and the hat with the historic Mizzou M stamp on it, old school with the hat this week. She was doing a lot more with Drakowitz, I noticed. And the gold helmet with the black M, beautiful color design, beautiful uniform. No one has better uniforms in college football than the Missouri Tigers. We may have never won a college football championship in our history, but we win the uniform championship every year. The helmet and uniform championship. Mizzou wins every year, despite what our record is. Should have caught that hit on Brady Cook there to me. That should have been a penalty. They didn't call it. They're trying to get this game over with, I think, the refs. We got 2 minutes and 29 seconds left in the third quarter, and I'm going to shut the stream down at the end of the third quarter. It's number one Georgia versus Missouri, 40-30 here. Cook sacked on 3rd and 6 by Nolan Smith for Georgia. Great play. It's almost like they knew the play was coming. Like they were looking for the draw. And they were right. A little unpredictability would have been good there from the running dual threat quarterback. You know, we got Mavis, Mr. Automatic, in for the field goal try. 48-yard attempt. You might as well put it up on the board now. He doesn't miss. Best kicker in the NCAA clanks it off the upright with his first miss of the year. 19 straight field goals. Misses his first of the year. He's 1 for 19, and that's still exceptional. He's human. He actually missed a kick. And I can't remember in 2 years when he did miss a kick. It's been like 2 years. He doesn't miss. So I don't know. I can't remember. I've never seen him miss a kick. Little off balance going into it. Looked like he almost stumbled going into it. Kick was true, but I think he stumbled right when he's about to kick, and that caused the incompletion for him, or to be no good. No sweat. First miss of the year, 19 in a row, 56 winner, the overtime winner in BC. Big kicks, big pressure kicks all the time. Best kicker in football. JT Daniels down. Got Martez Manuel comes in with the stick on Daniels, puts him down before he could throw the ball. Great play by Manuel. Saved us. Busted protection. Saved by Manuel on the blitz. Unblocked safety. It's a dangerous combination. One minute and 24 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass by Georgia. to the outside. Edwards down the field to the 40, heading toward another touchdown. Georgia's going to cover the spread, looks like. And we're going to end it when this third quarter ends. A minute 16 left. I thought I'd been it at halftime, but there was a lot of interesting things in it at this quarterback position going on. Mizzou, second string quarterback position. Want to see a little bit more of that live first. I'm going to finish watching it after I get off, but I made my mind up. Macon should be the starting, he should be the second string quarterback and actually challenges for first string at this point. Intercepted by Mizzou. Carlisle with the interception. Carlisle, who's had a great year, underrated, very underrated player in the SEC. Carlisle for the Mizzou Tigers. Jalen Carlisle, excuse me, who's a player every week for Mizzou. Jalen Carlisle is always putting up tape. He's big, he's strong, he's active, he gets interceptions. He's very underrated in football. We got a lot of players on Mizzou's team, several that are underrated, rather. Beatty, number one, and also Carlisle, and our defensive backfield in general. Our defensive backfield is good. Mizzou has good defensive backfield players. We have one that's not even starting, got his position taken. That was a good player. I'm forgetting his name now. But the two Tulsa transfers basically took over. But our whole defensive backfield, secondaries, defensive backs, and safeties is the strength of the only strength of the Mizzou defense outside of Jeffco, to me. We got 34 seconds, 33 seconds left. So this is the end of the third quarter coming to play here. It's 2nd and 4 Mizzou. 23, 22 seconds left in this stream and the third quarter. 2nd and 4 Mizzou, looking better with the reserves. Fumble snap. Mizzou falls on it. The more experienced of the two second string quarterbacks, Cook with the rookie fumble. You might as well be playing Macon if he's going to do that. And that's the end of the third quarter and end of this stream. So if you're playing it back, please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for the fight tonight, the big fight, Canelo versus Plant, coming up tonight. The pay-per-view question, live stream, commentary only with live chat and fan poll. Come through tonight. It's Eugene M., E the DJ STL, broadcasting live from St. Louis and signing off. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit the bell to my new YouTube channel. I'm available on Instagram and Twitter. I'm available on TikTok and WhatsApp and Hangouts and Google Duo and Bigo, B-I-G-O, another platform I broadcast from frequently. But if you look up Eugene M. or Eugene M. E the DJ STL on all of those platforms, you'll find me. Please subscribe and like my main platform, my YouTube channel, my baby. That's Eugene M. E the DJ STL, sports, music, and entertainment on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for the fight tonight. It's Eugene M. E the DJ STL, sports, music, and entertainment, and we're out.